Welcome to the Bird's Nest. My name is Jonathan Byrd, and this evening we're going to take an in-depth look at Bowling Green State University's bookstore and their policy known as buying books back. Live on the scene is our lead field correspondent, Michael Dominiani. Michael, what can you tell us about what's going on down there? Oh, come on, he's behind the truck. Get him! He's behind the truck! Sorry, John. Actually, I'm not at the university bookstore. I'm here at my apartment because what I had found at the university bookstore was so awe-inspiring, so jaw-droppingly awesome, that I found no other way to contain my excitement than by coming home and playing Xbox Live. What I had found at the university bookstore was something so amazing. They were able to find a way to unite people, regardless of political party or religious affiliation, in a way that no religion or political party has ever done in the history of the world. Michael, that's a pretty bold statement to make. Oh, it's not just bold, Jonathan. It's also underlined and italicized. Font style Verdana. Font size 72. See, what the university bookstore has done was found a way to unite people from all walks of life under just one common phrase. The bookstore. According to the Devil's Dictionary Revisited Spring 2008 edition, the definition of a book is a collection of words once used to spread knowledge, ideas, and beliefs. Since the arrival of the telephone and internet, it's now primarily used as a device by universities to siphon money from students. And taking money from students they are. Case in point, I tried to sell this book back earlier this week. When buying it at the beginning of this semester, it cost me $148. When I tried to return it, I just got a simple, "I'm sorry, we're not taking that book for next semester." In theory, I paid $148 to get rejected. Michael, if you're not going to get money for the books, then why don't you just save them? I mean, you could possibly use them as a reference some point later on down the road. Jonathan, I didn't read them when my grade depended on it. You expect me to read them now for fun? And for a reference? Jonathan, let me update you. We have something called the internet now, where you can get quick and mildly accurate information at the touch of a button. And collecting books? Seriously, who would do that? That sounds utterly ridiculous. God, to think that somebody would hoard books like that, collect books on top of books on top of books, simply for the fact that maybe at some point somebody else might find some amusement from looking at them, or even reading them. But let's realistically think about this. The only reason anybody would need a book would be for a quick reference guide, because they have a 10-page paper due in 12 hours, and they haven't started yet. Michael, that seems extremely cynical. Cynical? I don't think so, Jonathan. Think about it. Collecting large numbers of books could quite possibly turn the way we gather information upside down. Eventually, the sheer volume of books would be too much for one individual to bear, and thus buildings would need to be constructed in order to house these books. Then individuals would need to be employed to organize and arrange these books based on year, publication date, genre, and so on. Sadly, though, through this tedious work, these individuals would become so isolated from the outside world that any sound either you or I would make would cause them extreme amounts of pain. The only way we would know they were going through this agony would be through a long, drawn-out shh. And if it's a bad day, a possibly blunt shh. Regardless, large collections of books in buildings would be the catalyst to the end of us as a civilization. Michael, let me see if I follow. You're saying that libraries are going to be the catalyst to the end of us as a civilization? Yes, you could call them libraries because by definition they would be a collection of material that some might deem useful for something. No, Michael, they they do collect books and store them in buildings called libraries. Then Armageddon is upon us. Thank you, Michael. That was Michael Dominiani. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back.